Hi, my name is Holly Compton, and I am the TK to 6th grade math TOSA which is a teacher on special assignment in Manhattan Beach, and I am here to help us with quarantine math. We are all going crazy with Common Core because it's taught in such a different way than what we learned when we were kids. And so one of the things that I want to do is help answer some of those prayers that have been going out on Insta and Facebook and whatever. For help with math. So the first part of this video is for you parents, and then I'm going to do a little bit with your kids too. So it's going to be the best of both worlds. So I hope. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you what we do in class is called a number talk. Number talks are all mental math strategies. So no pen, no paper, no nothing. We are just going to use our brains. So this is called a number talk. And I'm going to show you how we might move through this in class before the kids actually solve a word problem so that you can help support your child if your child gets stuck. In a number talk, I will be using signals like this. This means I'm thinking. This means I have one way. This means I have two ways of solving. So you're going to see me actually waiting when I'm working with your child to have the child think, because we want to provide enough think time for your children out there. So the first thing we're going to do is for parents, and I'm going to show you if we had the problem 200 minus 60, how children might approach this to solve mentally. Okay, so we're going to do some think time for the kids. There would be lots of time here. I'll go a little faster because we're going with adults. All right, so kids may approach 200 minus 60 by taking off chunks of 10 or maybe even a chunk of 50. So they may do 50 and 10. They may decompose. This is breaking apart the 60 into a 50 and a 10. And they might do 200 minus 50 is 150. They're really good at taking off chunks of 50. Done with that part. And then they might do 150. So that's what was left. 150 minus 10 equals 140. And that would be their answer there. Or they may say, okay, I want to start with a number line. Number lines are very popular. And they may subtract back. And they'd say, all right, I'm going to start with 200 on my number line. So I'm starting to the right. And I'm going to subtract off 6 groups of 10. So they would hop once and take off a group of 10. That would land them at 190. Another subtract 10. That would be 180. They do that 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one taking off 10. 150, 140. So the answer would be right here. Now, one thing that you might not see your kid do too often, but we do in class all the time, is actually adding up to find the answer. So your kids know we have the number 60, they know we have the number 200, and they might say, you know what, I'm going to find the distance between 60 and 200. So they might use a number line to add up. So they may place a 60 right here on the number line, and then they might say, all right, I want to make a friendly number. So they might jump all the way to 100 by jumping 40. And then they know they're trying to get to 200. Sorry, that would already be there. They're trying to get to 200, and they're like, oh, okay, all I need to do is jump 100 to get from 100 to 200. So that would be a jump of 100. And then the answer is actually in a different spot here. The answer is in the hops. 140 right there. So these are 3 different simple ways that kids may approach solving this number talk. Now remember, this is all done mentally, so we have to give them the space to think. It kind of looks like it takes a while when they're younger, but really if we give them the space and time to think about this, they become pretty fast. Then after that, we're going to move into the story problem. So now they can have paper and pencil to solve. So they're going to move into the story problem, which I have right here. This one is star stickers. Diego had 300 star stickers. He shared 120 with a friend. How many star stickers did Diego have left? Okay, so we want to give kids time to think. We want them to say, okay, I know we're trying to solve for how many stickers Diego has left, and he started with 300 and he shared some with a friend. So they may do something like 300 minus 120 is the same as, some kids may even do this. They may start with 300. They will just draw big squares like this. 300. There we go. And they might just say, all right, I could take off 100 and take off 20, and then I'm going to count what's left, and that would make 180. They may do something like that. They may also do something like what we did in the number talk, 300 minus 120. They might take off a chunk of 100 and then a chunk of 20. So 300 minus 100 is 200, and then 200 minus 20, they will know is 180 because they probably will add in their heads 180 plus 20 is 200. So those are some ways that your kid might approach this story problem. All right, so remember, parents, it's important. Give the kid time to think and let them solve using their strategy. Only interject if they are stuck, and you can ask them a guiding question. And then, one really important thing, parents, never, ever write on your kid's paper. Always, always allow your child to solve. And if they're stuck, you get your own piece of paper and you can write on a piece of paper beside them. You never want to take the pencil out of their hand. They are in charge of their own thinking and their own work. All right, time to get the kids. See you soon. Hi kids, it's Mrs. Compton. You may have seen me around your school or probably in your classroom. And you know I'm the crazy number lady who likes to talk about numbers all day long. So here I am. I'm here to help us while we are inside, away from our school and our friends, and we're going to do a number talk. So we're going to try doing a number talk at home, just the same way we would do in class, except for we won't have other kids to talk with. So we're just going to do a little guessing. All right, so my first question to you is 200 minus, you ready? 60 equals what? All right, 200 minus 60 equals what? And go ahead and do your heart signal. So we'll just do it just like we are in class. So think about this. How would you solve 200 minus 60? All right, on the count of 3, I want you to tell me what you think the answer is. Are you ready? All right, 200 minus 60. 1, 2, 3, tell me. All right, I heard 140. Did I get it right? I think I did. All right, so I'm gonna guess that some of you used a number line. Okay, so if you used a number line, I'm gonna guess you subtracted back. So I'm gonna guess your 200 went on that side. Am I right? And then, maybe you took off a big jump of 50. What would 200 minus 50 be? Did you say 150? Because if you did, you got it right. All right, we took off 50 so far. How much is left to take off if we have to take off 60? 10? That's right. All right, so far we've taken off 50 and we landed at 150. We have to take off 10 more and we're gonna land at, you guessed it, 140. So I think some of you probably did that, but I'm gonna guess that some of you probably also added up. So let's kind of take a peek and see how our number lines would be different if we added up. All right, let's change it out to blue. So this time I'm going to start with a number line. If you added up, what number would you start with? Would you start with 200 or would you start with 60? Tell me. All right, you'd start with 60, you're right. And would you start on the left or would you start on the right if you started with 60? You're right, it starts over here, 60. All right, and we're gonna try to get to 200 and find the distance between 60 and 200. Okay, so let me guess your first hop. I'm gonna guess your first hop would be a jump of 40. Because I know you kids out there are obsessed with finding friendly numbers. I know, I've heard a lot of kids at Robinson doing this too. So lots of friendly numbers out there. I'm gonna guess my Robinson peoples are like, yeah, that's what I did. Tell me if I'm right in the comments. Okay, then you had 100 and you had to go to 200. All right, if I'm at 100 and I have to get to 200, I have 100 left to hop. But this time, your answer's in a different spot. It's in the hops. So there's your answer right there in the hops. All right, I'm going to guess that maybe somebody may have done 200 minus 60, and I'm going to guess they split it into a 50 and a 10 and did 200 minus 50 is 150, and 150 from right there minus 10 is 140. Did I get it right? All right, check this out. How are these two things related? How is this number line related to these number sentences? Do you see a connection there? See if you can find out how they are connected to one another. Do you see it? Do you see that the first hop is the same as this right here, this first line, and the second hop is really the same as this? And the answer is right there on the number line, and we have 140 there. So they are connected. All right. Good call on the number talk, kids. Are you ready for the story problem? I think you are. All right. This story problem is about stickers. If you have a little brother or a sister at home, they're probably driving you nuts putting stickers on everything during this quarantine. I've seen it happening with some kids with my friends already. So I don't know. Maybe you have stickers on you right now. Who even knows? All right. So this story is about Diego, and he has some star stickers. Diego had 300 star stickers. Okay, imagine that. He's got a ton of star stickers. Can you see it in your mind? All right. He shared 120 stickers with a friend. Can you imagine that? So he starts with 300 and he's sharing some with a friend. How many star stickers did Diego have left? All right, so let's think. How might you solve this? We know how. What do you know Diego started with? He started with 300 stickers. And then how many did he give away? He gave 120 away. And we're trying to find out what? We're trying to find out how many stickers Diego has left. In particular, how many star stickers he has left. All right, so it's time to grab your paper. It's time to look at your teacher for instructions. So you're going to solve this story problem, and you are going to respond to your teacher in however she has directed you to respond. Maybe it's on Flipgrid. Maybe it's just writing it down on a piece of paper and showing your parents. Or maybe you're going to show her on Zoom later. I bet some of you have been on Zoom conference calls with your teachers. So grab your pencil, grab your paper, go ahead and solve this story problem, and be ready to talk to your teacher. All right. I hope to see you guys back at school soon. Miss you guys. Bye.